Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. So excited to have this talented young man. I'll call you a young man. Terry Olson is here. He's the Chief Arts Instigator. I cannot wait to learn more about that. We're going to talk about the arts in our community, all things the arts. Terry has a great background, a wonderful journey, a story, and we're going to learn as much of it as we can in our time on the show. Welcome, Terry. How you doing today?
Thank you. Great to be here. And you've flattered me already by calling me a young man. So that's
In my mind, everyone's a young man at my age. I meant to tell you, and I told you earlier before we went live, that your outfit, I love the colors. You're looking great, looking stylish and studly. All right, so let's talk about Terry Olson. Give us the 411 on you. I told you before we went live, they love an origin story. They want to know about you. So give us a little bit about your journey.
well, it's been a long journey. I've been around a while, but grew up in rural areas, Minnesota, Alaska. It's really, I count my hometown, Alaska, and came to Central Florida. I'm one of the founders of SAK Theater, and we came here for the opening of Epcot Center, brought a troupe here, 7 years out there, and created the SAK Comedy Lab and the Fringe Festival, downtown Arts District. And then 20 years ago, I was hired by the county to create the Office of Arts and Cultural Affairs. Wow, that's like many years really quickly. How's that?
That is compact, but I want to unpack just a little bit of it.
Sure.
Why the arts? Did you always know that you had a passion for the arts? And was there any particular part of the arts, performing, painting, singing? What was it about the arts that was attractive to you?
Well, I guess I always like to show off. So performing, when I went to college, I had done well in high school, so I was math and science major. And after my 7:45 a.m. calculus class, my first semester, I'm like, nope. I auditioned for the choir and I auditioned for a play, and both of them were going to be touring in Europe during January, and chose the play. The schedule was better, and really for the first time saw professional theater in Germany and in England. And even in Germany, where I couldn't understand what was going on, I was fascinated by this world being created in front of me. And so I said, hey, I love this. Why don't I major in it? So I did. The die was cast, and been a theater person ever since.
I think what's interesting about theater journeys, because I've had so many artists on the show, it's never the same. It's always, usually there's a little bit of a distraction or detraction, like calculus, as you called it. And I feel like people are on a path, and then that passion just roars. You've got to fix the need, and got to figure out how to make that your life's work, which you've obviously done. I want to ask you about SAK. I'm such a big proponent. I mean, I absolutely love everything about SAK, and that has just grown to more than just improv. There are business sessions there, and it trains the people train business owners and networkers how to do better in their jobs. It's a whole science, not just the arts, but it's a whole science now. It's actually amazing what SAK has done in our town.
Well, we started at Renaissance festivals. For the first 7 years, we were basically touring around the United States at festivals, which is where the Disney folks saw us and said, hey, we're opening this new thing, like this Italian pavilion, and you're kind of commedia in your style. And so why don't you come and perform? So we did. We had a troupe there when it started, and within a month and a half, they want us to do another troupe in the United Kingdom pavilion, and we're there for a number of years.
It's actually amazing, the impact. And I think that people, the arts obviously suffered like a lot of industries did during COVID, because you're performing, then you had to pivot, you had to figure out, creatives had to figure out, how am I going to express myself creatively in this world where everything is Zoomy like we're doing right now. But I feel like SAK and the rest of the arts community figured it out. It may have been a different way, but I feel like at the end of the day, it actually expanded the reach and the ability to reach people. Let's talk about your position as Chief Arts Instigator. Tell us how that came to be as far as forming that within the county.
Well, the county at the turn of the century was
which you can say, which is crazy, but yes.
Yes, had a task force to look at arts and culture, and I was sticking my nose in to see what they were doing. There was a committee looking at what do we have, what's the inventory of the arts, and one that was looking at funding, and one that was looking at arts education, and came to the Board of County Commissioners and showed them how important the arts were in a number of areas, and suggested that they create an Office of Arts and Cultural Affairs, an advisory council, and set aside 3% of the first 4 cents of the tourist development tax. That was just before 9/11.
Oh. So
it was right when the tourist development tax went. So I was hired. Basically, they didn't have any money. They made sure there was a little bit of money, and then after about 2 years, the 3rd year or 4th year, we were back to that formula, which has continued to grow as our tourist development tax has grown. So the county now invests significant sums into our arts and cultural community.
Yes.
And part of my mission in life, the thing that enthuses me, is creating dynamic events that enliven people. So at the county, I am doing that and helping other people do that by helping with funding, as serving as the ambassador to and for the arts. We need money, but also artists need to know that somebody cares.
Yes.
So I like to represent Orange County to say, we care. Mayor Demings cares. I'm there at your events. And then by virtue of being here for 4 decades and doing stuff in this realm, I know, like, oh, you need that? Try this person. Yeah. You want to form that? Have you thought of this? So being a connector and a convener, my power is more in like a bully pulpit. I'm here and visible. So if I say, hey, let's get together and do something, which is what happened with FusionFest, which is the latest.
Yes. Thing. Amazing. Tell them about FusionFest.
Sure. So it was back, Mayor Jacobs wanted to explore how the county supported diversity. And I first brought some folks together to brainstorm about what we should do. It took about a year and nothing had happened because it takes a budget to do something. And some of the folks from the African Leaders Council and the Caribbean Cultural Council came to me and said, can we do some of these things that we've brainstormed about? And so I brought some people together again. We developed a steering committee, started working on it, and eventually went back to the county and said, yeah, we really should do this. And you really should give us some support, some seed money to get going. And the people in the community also contributed seed money. And so in the spring of 2018, we said, okay, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And what's going to happen? Well, that brainstorming group had listed ways to share your culture, and festival and parade came to the top. It's like, okay, yes, we're going to do a festival and parade. If we're going to do it and we want to make it an iconic event, when should we do it? And Thanksgiving weekend came to the top for a couple of reasons. It's great weather then. There's not much else going on. It is a big entertainment weekend as far as like sitting around, let's go to the movies, or yes, not like a particular concert at a particular time maybe isn't do so well, but a free festival that's all day long that you can like say, okay, you people have been in my house for 3 days, go on.
Get out, get off the couch.
So, and thematically, to be thankful for the great diversity we have here in Central Florida. And Central Florida is really diverse. A recent study showed that by 2030, we may be one of the most diverse cities in the world.
We embrace it. I believe that. I feel like we have set the foundation for that and continue to build on it, and continue to work at it. I feel like when I tell people when I travel that I'm from Orlando, any kind of group that is supportive of diversity always says, wow, that seems like you all embrace it, you welcome it, you actually promote it and want it to be part of the everyday life in your community. And I agree. I think it's amazing where we live.
I think it is part of our DNA. I mean, it comes from being a big tourist mecca too. I mean, what do? Our biggest industry is welcoming people, right? And
yes, biggest. All right. Tell me about the programs, because you mentioned FusionFest, of course, but I think people want to find a place to go where they can look up all the programs, and maybe they don't know that we have a chief arts instigator, that we have someone in the county who is constantly looking for ways to develop and promote and create new arts related events and opportunities. So tell them a little bit about that. How do they find out more? How do they get involved? How do they find out what it is we actually are offering on a regular basis?
Well, a great portal into information about all the arts in Central Florida is Orlando at Play, orlandoatplay.com. It's run by United Arts with some money from Orange County to support that. But that has probably more than you can even handle. But if you want to sort, you can sort by particular geographic regions as well in there. But it gives you everything that's going on in the area.
It's the orlandoatplay.com, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll also put that in the comments. What are some upcoming things just before we head out that you are excited about? Because we are right around the corner from fall. I can't believe it. It's August and I'm talking about October already. It just makes my head spin, but different season, different opportunities in the arts. So what are some things that are top notch there that you want to kind of let people know to look for?
Well, our community is always changing. So I don't even know. I mean, there's so much going on in the next week from when we're taping this, or in the next week, there's a lot of Ukraine things happening. The National Ballet from Ukraine is in town to
I
do
did not know that.
a performance on the 27th.
Awesome.
At the Steinmetz Hall. FusionFest is doing a Ukraine diversitastic dining experience, one of their monthly focus on a particular culture on the 23rd of August.
And people can find all of that on the Arts at Play, or at the OCF.
Orlando at Play.
Okay.
Orlando at Play. Or FusionFest.com.
Amazing.
I mean, FusionFest.org are two places to find out a lot of those things. A lot of festivals going on.
Lots of great positive things that you can bring the family out to, get exposed, learn more about what's going on in the arts, y'all. We have such a beautiful community of artists and creatives. And if you want to get involved, if you are a creative or you just want to sit back and enjoy, which is where I'm at with the whole thing. I'm not a creative like you, Terry, or the rest of the gang, but I absolutely love and appreciate it. I think it's amazing what you do. Terry Olson, thank you so much for being on the show. You weren't even an instigator today, but you certainly are a motivator to me. I can tell you that.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, we'll be back. Go to ocfl.net/art, or you can go to orlandoatplay.com. We'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.